Wave Race by the beach. The Belle of Canterlot has won for the final time before summer vacation. All the students ran outside with all the freedom they have until September. However, there are 7 girls who are still inside the school. One of them who needs something from their locker as their athletic friend is preparing the first activity of her vacation. I gotta say, it's going to be a wonderful summer vacation for all of us, Realty commented. So, what are we going to do first? Pinky wondered. I was thinking we should go to the beach together, Human Twilight offered. Good idea, Sunset added as she arrived at her locker. After completing all of my essays and pop quizzes, I definitely need a full day of relaxing. Sunset took a deep breath, still feeling the stress of doing all of her homework and studying to make her grades perfect. She can only imagine how things could get worse next year. She opened her locker to take the remaining supplies she has inside, and where her journal from Equestria is sitting. Do you know where Rainbow Dash is? Fluttershy asked. She's in the girls' locker room to get her swimsuit, Sunset answered. Well, I can tell she's ready for surfing, huh? Applejack smiled. Actually, she's going to do something else, Human Twilight replied. Something else? Like what? Rarity asked. The Rainbooms had no words about Rainbow's plans for the summer. As Sunset took out her journal, she closed her locker as they all headed to the girls' locker room where the athletic friend is at. When they entered the locker room, they could see Rainbow Dash pulling her swimsuit in her bag from her now old locker. Rainbow Dash, Applejack called. Did you forget to get your swimsuit again? What? At least now my swimsuit isn't stuck in here until September, Rainbow retorted. Okay, but I have a question, Human Twilight walking up to Rainbow. What are you going to do for the summer? I'm still going to hang out with all of you. Then how about going on the beach to go surfing on the waves? Pinky guessed. Actually yes, but no to surfing. Do you hear what's going to happen on the beach next week? Not really, Sunset replied. Sorry, I had so many exams to keep track on. Rainbow Dash reached into her backpack and took out a flyer. The flyer had 7 jet skis in the center with 2 people on each jet ski. There's going to be a jet ski race where 14 people, including myself, are participating. You mean the same kind of jet ski race back at the cruise, except it's on the beach? Fluttershy blinked. Yes, it's the same people who made this concept. Yeah, I remember I became the flag woman during the race, Reality refreshing her memory. I think it's actually fantastic that this is going to happen since it's been a year, Human Twilight smiled. So who's your partner going to be? Haven't found one yet. The race is going to be much bigger than the one from last year, Rainbow putting her backpack on, but I will find one before next week. Rainbow went past her friends so she can head home for the day. As her friends follow from behind, they head outside by the statue. Rainbow, before you leave, there's something I want to know, Sunset said. As Rainbow took the time to wait, all the other Rainbooms headed back home. Were you thinking of offering Princess Twilight to be your partner again? After hearing Sunset's question, Rainbow liked the idea, but she isn't going to have a princess spend another day without performing her duties. I would, but in all seriousness, can we please give her some time out of this? Rainbow rolled her eyes. Rainbow, I understand she's busy, but did you even remember the time she jumped off of your watercraft? Rainbow remembered just before she and Twilight passed the finish line. The way Twilight jumped in the air with a splash was one of those moments no one saw it coming. I guess you're right. If she was the one controlling the watercraft, I would have done the same thing if I was sitting on a throne in Equestria. You can say that again, Sunset smiled. But even if she would accept my offer, she might be offered the new ideals in the race. What makes you think that? Read the flyer. Rainbow handing her flyer to Sunset. Unlike the last race where it's short and has 3 laps, the race for next week is long and it has 5 laps. Sunset became surprised when she saw the rules of the race. Not only that, the race is going to have some obstacles that might be questionable upon knowing. Wow, this looks unique, Sunset making an awkward smile. That's only half of what the track is going to be. Since those 7 teams, they want the track to be challenging. Don't you think this is a little extreme? We competed in a drag race in the Equestria games. The ocean isn't going to hurt me. The 2 girls laugh at each other at the fact they've been through crazy situations in their lives. Well, I guess, even without magic, anything is possible. Sunset gives Rainbow back her flyer. Yeah, but I think I should have someone else to be my partner. Before Rainbow could leave, Sunset grabbed her arm. I know you're going to try to do the right thing, but if you really think about it, Twilight can handle obstacles in Equestria. Whether it's saving her land or doing her daily work, it won't be a problem with her. Rainbow took time to process what her friend is trying to do. She knows full well that Twilight, along with her friends in Equestria, went through a lot that she doesn't know about. Other than her counterpart she misses a lot, she can only imagine what the Princess of Friendship would feel about this. Sunset, she spoke, instead of writing a message, why don't we go to Equestria and talk to Twilight? Sure, Sunset smiled. Besides, I sometimes do that when I'm in the mood to be a pony. Thanks. She might be in the castle after the day she had in Ponyville. Both Rainbow Dash and Sunset Shimmer head through the portal to make another offer for their princess friend. Back in the Castle of Friendship, Twilight Sparkle is reading one of her books by the cutie map. Then a sound came from the other side of the room, which caused her right ear to perk up. When she turned around, she saw Sunset and Rainbow emerging from the portal. Sunset, Rainbow, the princess took notice while stopping her reading. Twilight, Rainbow has something to say to you. Sunset helping her friend to get on her hooves. There's going to be another jet ski race, but it's by the beach with rules that are questionable. Rainbow showing the princess the flyer. Twilight used her telekinesis to borrow the flyer from Rainbow. When she opened it, she couldn't believe there was another jet ski race coming next week. One of her favorite moments from the cruise last year was the wave race she participated in. Rainbow Dash and Sunset Shimmer sat with the Princess of Friendship around the cutie map. They waited for Twilight to make a respond, but she spends almost a minute just to look at the flyer itself. She finally placed the flyer on the table with a look of concern. Rainbow, Princess Twilight spoke with, which caught Rainbow's attention. Is the construction of the track the reason you didn't offer me to be your partner again? Rainbow is stunned after the princess thinks ahead. You actually thought I was going to ask you that? Just by looking at the flyer? I assume it's going to be bigger in battle. Twilight showed the flyer to her friends. Yeah, when they say it's going to be battle, I hope it's not what I think. Sunset making a concerned expression. Don't worry, no one is going to throw something at us, although there's going to be a lot of turning, Rainbow replied. Look, I just don't want you to get hurt. You may enjoy last year's race, but next week, it's going to be a bit extreme. She then signs to herself after her discussion. Rainbow wanted to do the right thing by picking a different partner. As much as you want to relive those moments in the past, next week is going to be a different story. Sunset trying to be nice. We know you don't want special treatment when you're with us anymore, but a possible concussion is the last thing we want. Princess Twilight took her time to think of the situation of the race. As much as she loves to ride in the ocean against others for fun, she worries about what the track is going to be like upon seeing it, and the fact her friends will do everything in their will to protect her, but she makes her final choice. Sunset, Rainbow Dash, she got off her seat. I know this is a different from the other encounters of Equestrian magic, but it's not going to scare me. What do you mean? Rainbow wondered. I'm not an expert on races, but I've seen Rainbow Dash performing as a Wonderbolt, and her races were far worse. Yeah, if she had the same life as I do, if she isn't afraid of heights, Sunset rolled her eyes. My point is, I still like swimming, and I'm sure the people running the race won't have anyone get severely hurt. The princess used her telekinesis again to borrow the flyer from her friends. She checked if there was something for the competitors to wear. I can see that we're going to be wearing protective uniforms instead of swimsuits. Well, the employees from the cruise couldn't afford uniforms, but the track wasn't yarn anyway, so I guess this is a serious sport, Sunset replied. When you see someone wearing a helmet to be part of the race itself, you know you should never underestimate serious sports like this one, Rainbow commented. So, if this is going to be serious, not in a situational matter, I think I should be your partner, the princess smiled. Okay, but I really hope you know what the race is going to be like, Rainbow acting unsure. No matter what happens next week, I'm prepared. After the conversation, Rainbow and Sunset headed back to their world, while the Princess of Friendship is now well, she's taken another visit next week. Although the race itself will be questionable upon seeing it. After a full week, the Rainbooms picked up the Princess of Friendship and arrived at the beach. Unlike the other times where the beach isn't much crowded, there's about 100 people to either enjoy swimming on the other side or sitting on the sand to watch the race itself. While the Rainbooms arrive and find a spot to relax and watch the jet ski race, Princess Twilight and Rainbow Dash take their uniforms after they register. They head inside the restrooms so they can change along with the helmets that come with. Do you think Twilight is going to be safe? Fluttershy asks while playing with the baby turtles she brought along. I'm sure she'll be alright, Applejack placing her hand on Fluttershy. Granted, she didn't see the track itself, but she told me she can handle it. I still don't know if this is a good idea, Human Twilight commented. I mean, I do think she's brave enough for this type of activity, but I'm concerned about who she's competing with. That is true, Sunset replied after she set up her umbrella. I talked to Flash Century a few days ago and he said that he and Sandalwood are coming here to be part of the race. I guess they don't want to get themselves into such an aggressive competition, Royalty commented. Hey, where's Pinkie Pie? Applejack looking in her surroundings. Is she at the cupcake stand again? Actually, she told me she wants to be part of this race when I texted her this morning. Sunset showing her phone to her friends. She didn't tell me who her partner is going to be though. Well then again, there are 7 teams along with 2 more races after this, so I guess everyone wants to be part of this. Human Twilight looking at the other competitors with their uniforms by their side. While Princess Twilight and Rainbow Dash are taking their time in the restroom, one of the teams came out after they put on their uniforms. Unlike the competitors from the last race, this team wasn't part of the cruise vacation last year. When they saw the Rainbooms at their spot on the beach, they knew they were going to be competitive once the race began. Do you wonder who Twilight and Rainbow are racing against? Applejack asked. Not quite, Sunset responded. They didn't tell us who's competing in each race. Guess we'll just have to wait. Don't wait any longer or you'll get dumped in the sand. The Rainbooms all blinked upon hearing a voice they remembered in the past. When they saw the girl responsible for the insult, they saw Indigo Zap and Lemon Zest in their uniforms. The Shadowbolts, Human Twilight said. You're part of the jet ski race? Fluttershy added. What's wrong? You thought you're getting a clean sweep or something? Lemon taunted. No, Applejack responded, but we didn't expect to have rivals here. Oh please, if we're part of a competition that we always win, that's all because you're not part of it. Indigo placing her hand on her hip. As Twilight and Rainbow head outside with their uniforms on, the Athletics saw 2 of the Shadowbolts talking to her friends. Back at the Friendship Games, all before the crisis ensued, she never backed down from the competition even with the odds her school had. Is it that Lemon Zest and Indigo Zap? Princess Twilight remembering her time on the beach years ago. They are, and I can tell we might be facing them during the race, Rainbow crossing her arms. Back at the spot of the Rainbooms, Sunset tries to cool things down with Indigo and Lyman. Can you 2 please cool things down? The winner only gets money, not a trophy or a medal. So what? Even with that, we still rather take first place than last, Indigo boasted. And if you think one of you is going to beat us, then that handicap is your one and only weakness, Lemon added. They're not part of the race. We are, Rainbow shouted to get the attention from the Shadowbolts. Once they've turned around, they're now aware that Canterlot High's best athletes is part of the race. But once they saw the Princess of Friendship along with her former student all in one place, they knew they didn't see a clone too similar. Well, looks like someone just came out of the statue, Indigo smirked. Took long enough. The princess would be happy to see the Shadowbolts again, but just by looking at their uniforms, she knows this isn't going to end well. Well, it's nice to meet you two too, but not like this. She scratched the back of her head. Twilight, human Twilight spoke. I think you shouldn't underestimate the Shadowbolts. Twilight, she already knows who they are, Sunset whispered to human Twilight. It's not that, it's just Twilight gets cut off while Lemon interferes. Sorry to be such a pusher to reality, but once we are part of the race, don't think you're passing the finish line first, Lemon pointing her finger at Rainbow. Oh no, here we go again, Princess Twilight thought while rolling her eyes. We still beat you in some of the rounds in the friendship games. Rainbow moved Lemon's finger out of the way. Just you wait. Before the two teams get into their faces more, they heard a siren from the speakers. Once it stopped, the announcer made his first announcement. Teams for race 1, please head to the starting line. The race will begin in 10 minutes. After hearing the announcement, 5 teams head to where the jet skis are located. This made Rainbow shot a glare at Indigo and Lemon while they did the same, but the Princess of Friendship felt concerned and she didn't see the track itself yet. The Shadowbolts and Rainbooms follow the announcement, while Rainbow takes Twilight's wrist. As the final 2 teams head to the start line with the skis on trailers before being launched into the sea. I got a bad feeling about this, Welty placing her hand on her forehead. I got a feeling we're going to see the race of the year, Sunset acting rhetorical. After 5 minutes of 7 teams picking their jet skis, they all dive into the water with their vehicles behind the line. The only team in the middle who has jet ski helmets are considered the outcasts of the race. The driver with the dark gray helmet with their partner is wearing a dark purple helmet with dark shades. No one saw their faces when they arrived, as if they're from a different country far away. Rainbow Dash and Princess Twilight are in the middle of the competitors in the water, right behind the crabs with only 5 minutes until the race finally begins. The announcer made another siren to have his attention about the track itself. I want to thank every team who have volunteered to be part of the 3 races for today, he spoke as the 7 teams looked at his speaker. As for this 5-lap track race, the obstacles would test your skills. One of the organizers turned on his drone with a camera attached. He flew it over the track so the contestants looked at the screen above the starting line. You would take a slight turn to the left with 5 wheelies in the center of the track. After you take a slight turn to the right, there are wooden billboards sinking from the ground of the ocean. These are obstacles for you to dodge, so make sure you don't wipe out. Upon seeing the obstacles on the screen, Twilight didn't expect this kind of competition to happen, but the announcer had only just started. You will take a tight turn to the left as you leave the beach a little further out. With the track taking a full open space, there are platforms for any racer to slide off while the partners perform stunts for our photographers to shoot. The drone then moved to where the next tight turn to the right is located. After the next turn, you will go by the curved boulder and go around it to head back to shore, but before that, you will encounter the waves that are bigger than you expect. Finally, you will return to the starting line and complete this track 4 more times. The racers couldn't believe what the track had to offer when it came to challenge. Some of the teams watched jet ski races days before today, and they remember how standard voids and waves are, but there are obstacles for skilled watercraft racers. I think I don't feel like a stunt partner anymore, Twilight commented in concern upon hearing everything. What's wrong? Afraid of getting submerged by us? Indigo taunted. Rainbow didn't make any contact with the Shadowbolts. She's mesmerized all of the obstacles in the race, and she'll make sure her princess friend won't get hurt. The promise she gave to Twilight before arriving this morning. I don't think this is a good idea, Fluttershy said. I agree. Do you think Rainbow knows what she's getting herself into? Loyalty added. I'm sure she is, Sunset recalled. She's been practicing for weeks. I just hope Lemon and Indigo don't push her over the edge. The team slowly turned on their jet skis, with the bubbles coming out in the water. The flagman lifted up his green flag with only 5 seconds before the race began. On your mark, get set, go! The announcer shouted as the flagman pulled his green flag down. All the teams set on the jet skis with quite a bit of power behind them. They made their way to the boards as they turned left and right, with the Rainbooms taking third, with the Shadowbolts right behind them. Princess Twilight turned around while still holding on to Rainbow Dash. She can see that Indigo and Lemon are catching up with serious looks on their faces. She never saw them being so focused on a race that isn't for trophies or medals. She immediately turned around and saw that Rainbow was moving her vehicle around the wooden billboards. Wow, Rainbow's really good at drifting, Applejack replied while looking through her binoculars. With the other two teams following from behind, Rainbow and Indigo slide off of the platforms while the partners perform the stunts. Twilight did the splits while she is on Rainbow's shoulders with her hands. Lemon also split her legs, but to her front and back, thanks to her flexibility. So many pictures have been taken from the photographers before the two teams landed back in the water. All 7 teams went around the ball safe and sound as they encountered weak but noticeably bigger waves. The teams who's in last place are the ones with the shaded jet ski helmets. Due to them taking a bump from one of the wooden billboards, they lost their speed, causing the other teams to pass them, but it didn't stop them from surrendering. The Rainbooms passed the starting line in 3rd place, following with the Shadowbolts taking 4th place. The crowd on the beach cheered from the thrill of the teams starting the 2nd lap of the race. Man, if only Piggy was here, she would have been a cheerleader, Sunset smiled. The Sunset passed by the Rainbooms as they cut in front of them before heading to the boards. Rainbow became infuriated when that happened to her no matter what way she's in. You're going to regret that, she shouted. Calm down, Twilight responded while trying to stay focused. When they head to the wooden billboards, Rainbow is right by Indigo, but not for long until she bumps into her. Rainbow's jet ski slightly hit the billboard, causing her to use some speed, but still holding on with the Princess of Friendship still right behind. Oh, this means war now, Rainbow spoke in anger. This is not going to go well, Twilight rolled her eyes. Another team passed the Rainbooms as the Athletic tried to regain her craft speed again. The Shadowbolts take the lead, the announcer called as Lemon performed another stunt in front of the photographers. As Indigo made another turn around the boulder, Rainbow and Twilight passed by the platforms while taking 3rd place. The Shadowbolts, along with the 2nd place team, went through the waves and straight past the line for the 3rd lap. Hey, here they come, Loyalty pointed with her friends by her side. Rainbow's vehicle is at top speed as she and the princess went past the line. Geez, she's driving so fast, Human Twilight added. The Shadowbolts stole 2nd place before turning to the left and right around the boards. Lemon turned ahead and saw that Rainbow is catching up from behind. By the time Indigo went past the billboards, Rainbow and Twilight drove the jet ski to the other side. Indigo, they're catching up, Lemon recalled. Indigo looked to her right and couldn't believe Rainbow's jet ski was right by hers. Who's in the lead now? Rainbow boasted as she passed by the Shadowbolts not long before she lifted off from the platform. The princess held on as the Athletic did a flip of her watercraft, with more pictures taken. By the time they landed back on the water, they gained more speed as they make their 3rd sharp turn around the boulder. This is just great, Indigo retorted. Yeah, why couldn't we do a flip like that? Lemon added. Yeah, Rainbow and Twilight are in the lead, Rarity cheered. As the Rainbooms finished their sharp turn, they encountered the waves becoming bigger by the minute. They get lifted off again, allowing Twilight to raise her hands while letting go of her partner. They land back down as they pass the line with the crowd cheering in amazement. Not far from behind, the Shadowbolts along with rest of the teams pass through the line, thus the 4th lap has begun. After the teams pass around the boards, one of the teams is catching up to Indigo and Lemon. Indigo, the 2 girls with the dark shade helmets are right behind us, Lemon replied while Indigo turns around. Not only she has to deal with the Rainbooms taking a great lead in the competition, but now the other 5 teams aren't surrendering. She tried to push one of them to the billboards, but it was too late. The girls with the dark shade helmets pulled back, causing the Shadowbolts to cause impact to themselves on the billboards. Ah! Indigo reacted from the bump she caused. Her vehicle has lost a quarter of its speed, with another team passing her, but she's fed up. That's it. No more Mrs. Nice Team. Time to take this race to the next level. After the Rainbooms did another sharp turn around the boulder, they encountered the waves, but once the vehicle lifted them up, they got way higher than before. Twilight refused to do another stunt because of the height the watercraft is above the ocean, as if it's higher than the waves from last year. When they landed back on the water, they encountered another wave, but smaller. Twilight, why didn't you do a trick again? Rainbow asked. The waves were too dangerous. They were bigger than the ones I saw them before, Princess Twilight answered. I might have fallen and I don't have a life jacket on. Rainbow wanted to keep her word before arriving here. Even if she's upset her friend isn't exciting the audience, she'll make sure she's safe and sound. Don't worry, Twilight. We only have one more lap to go. The Rainbooms pass through the line with a flagman moving his white flag. We're down to our final lap, ladies and gentlemen, the announcement shouted. Looks like Rainbow and Twilight are going to win this if they complete in one last circle, Fluttershy smiled. You might not want to count on that, Human Twilight looking concerned. The Shadowbolts went past the line with more velocity in the engine. This last lap would be different than last year. After encountering the boards and billboards, Indigo and Lemon are right by Rainbow and Twilight from the other side of the track. They've turned and dodged everything they come across, which made the audience thrilled. Both Indigo and Rainbow stare at each other while tying in first place. After doing another stunt from the platforms, both Lemon and Twilight saw that there's a bigger wave coming. Rainbow, Twilight whispered. You might want to slow down, Lemon whispered to her partner. No, Rainbow reacted. We're not losing this race, Indigo retorted. With one final turn around the border, the home stretch to the finish line is upon them. You're not going to beat us again, Rainbow shouted. Think again. Just because you won against amateurs during your cruise vacation doesn't mean you're going to beat us, Indigo shouted back. Both Twilight and Lemon didn't bother to argue since the two were occupied with the upcoming wave. Indigo, Lemon spoke, but her partner didn't listen. I've been doing this for so long, I never got in last place in my life. Oh really? Rainbow taunted. Well, once you take second place, no one will even care because— Rainbow! Twilight retorted. Indigo! Lemon added. What, Twilight? Rainbow turned her head. Yes, Lemon, Indigo said in annoyance. Huge wave! Both Twilight and Lemon pointed in front of them. When Rainbow and Indigo looked at the wave itself, they didn't react in time as the wave lifted them off, letting them go from the crafts. They splash into the water with Twilight sinking without anything to float, but Rainbow holds on to her, preventing that from happening. Without the watercrafts, they lost all of their velocity as the 5 teams from behind passed them. The team with the dark shaded helmets passed the finish line in first place, causing the crowd to cheer. With more teams passing through the finish line, Rainbow Dash and Indigo Zap are in disbelief they're in last place. What happened to Rainbow and Twilight? I can't see them, Applejack trying to look at the distance. Sunset looked through the binoculars and saw them and the Shadowbolts. You're right, Twilight. This is different from last year, she replied as she gave the binoculars to her friend. Guess history never repeats itself, Human Twilight commented. With the race completely over, the lifeguards dived into the water to save the teams that wiped out. They also took the crafts after they drove off course from the waves. 4 teams head back to the restrooms to change back into their swimsuits. While they didn't win the race, they still have fun, and one of them will be in the next race later. The Rainbooms waited for nearly 15 minutes after what they just witnessed. Fluttershy saw Princess Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Indigo Zap, and Lemon Zest walking together, still in their outfits while holding on to their helmets. "Are you alright?" she spoke as her friends took notice. "Yeah, that wave nearly drowned you," Rarity added. "Don't worry, we don't have any bruises," Rainbow gave her helmet to Applejack. "However, we were disqualified and cannot be part of the next races. But with what I've just been through is enough for me." Princess Twilight spoke in exhaustion while sitting by Sunset Shimmer. Indigo and Lemon both look at each other in complete shame. It's been a long 2 years since they last saw the Princess of Friendship, and how today didn't turn out what they wanted. They will take full responsibility from their behavior. "Twilight," Indigo spoke from the princess's attention. "We're sorry about what happened," Lemon added. "It was just the wave that stopped us," Twilight smiled. "No, we mean we're sorry for being enemies instead of friends." The rest of Twilight's friends rolled their eyes. "Oh yeah, like it wasn't obvious from the friendship games when we faced each other for victory," Rainbow retorted. "Relax, Rainbow," Sunset said. "Things could have been much worse. Like getting banned from the beach," Human Twilight added. The athletic stopped herself from healing her friends. Even if she knows she doesn't deserve to get banned, she would have done the same thing the Shadowbolts did. "Indigo, if this was an actual competition for medals, this would all be justifiable. But you took matters into your own hands for bragging rights," Princess Twilight replied. "I only came here to have fun, and that's that." "Guess that wave was there to teach us a lesson," Lemon commented. "Well, waves happen because of the weather," Applejack added. "So true," Sunset added. "Anyway, if you would have played for fun, none of this would have happened. I'm not mad, just tired after almost 5 laps of non-stop turning." Princess Twilight stretching her arms. Indigo and Lemon took the time to process what the princess just said. They didn't know she would be part of the wave race and as Rainbow's partner. "If you ask me, it feels like every time you're around my friends, it's always about bragging and nothing more." "That's not true, darling," Rarity placing her hand on Twilight's shoulder. "We did a music video with them." Twilight looked at Rarity in the eyes. "Was it the only thing you did?" "Yes," the fashionista lowered her head. Lemon then came up with an idea she and her friends can do in the future. "Do you think we should give you an apology gift?" she asked. "What do you mean by that?" Human Twilight asked. "Maybe spending the full day with us?" "Okay, but not anytime soon," the princess accepted. "We might talk about this, but as of right now, I don't want to talk about this." "Fine by us. We will talk to Sour Sweet and the others. Just give us the information when you're ready," Indigo replied. "Just hope you're patient enough." "Okay, since we went through another adventure of Tall Nations, does anyone want snow cones?" Applejack offered. "Yeah, that would easily cool things down," Rainbow Dash smiled. Before Applejack would make her way to the food stands, they saw the 2 girls who won the race. Well, howdy and congratulations for becoming the winners. She lifted her hand up for a handshake, but instead, one of the girls gave the country girl a tight hug. Holy! After the girl broke the hug, she took off her helmet to reveal herself. "Pinkie Pie?" The Rainbooms and Shadowbolts reacted in shock. "That's me," she squealed. "You were part of the race this whole time?" Sunset blinking as Pinkie nodded. "Who was your partner?" Rainbow pointed. Pinkie's partner also took off her helmet, and it's revealed to be her sister. Mott was the one controlling the jet ski while I was doing all the stunts. Pinkie wrapping her arm around her sister. "You didn't tell us Mott was good at jet skis," Fluttershy replied. "Well, technically, all of you didn't believe what my sister told you during swimming class," Mudpie said. "Oh," everyone spoke. "Hey, my friends from Equestria took time with Pinkie's family. Take my advice," Princess Twilight giggled. "Why didn't you tell us you and her were in this race?" "Well, by the time we headed to the beach, we didn't have enough time, so we went straight to where we needed to be," Pinkie explained. Yeah, by the time I made the next text, she didn't respond right away, Sunset looking at her phone. But that sometimes happens when we're in a hurry, right? So true, Indigo responded. By the way, we're going to participate in the next wave race, Piggy cheered. They will be watching you since we're banned from competing, Rainbow crossing her arms. Then a siren from the speakers came on, gaining the attention from the next set of teams. The next race will begin momentarily, so get your gear on, the announcer called. Guess that must be your cue, Sunset replied. Without wasting any more time, Pinkie Pie and Mop Pie head to the starting line for the second race of the day. Wish us luck, she called. Princess Twilight and Sunset Shimmer both stand up as they both came up to Rainbow Dash as Pinkie and her sister get ready for their next race. Seems your second race must have been intense for having fun on the beach, Sunset smiled, but this made Princess Twilight sign to herself. Sunset, black and whites were the reason this wasn't the same as last year, and I don't want to be part of another race for a long time. Give it another year, Rainbow giggled, only for Twilight to look at her unamused. Or maybe longer, Lemon commented.